Let's talk about Star Wars, huh? It wouldn't be the Movie Meals podcast without Star Wars talk. You ready, Al?
Yeah, BB-8's right there. There's Baby Yoda's little Grogu. There's Yoda, the goat. There's Mike. We got a table the other day. We've been playing Bananagrams. I'm up 7-2. Just a dominator.
What do you want to start with, Lando or Del Toro?
I'm going to start with neither. I think Ahsoka should have been a movie. And the more I watch it, the more I think it would have flowed so much better as a movie to see in theaters. End of discussion. Lando becoming a movie and not a show is smart because I think Bob Iger is doing exactly what I just said. I think, look, we just flacked on Bob. You're going to be right twice a day, whatever that saying is. He came in and said, we're making too many Star Wars and Marvel shows. We need to be putting these back in the theaters. And I do think that is smart. I think that's correct. Look, Mando was really cool, but I was literally watching Ahsoka sitting there going, I don't want to see this on my little screen. And I got a big TV, but I was like, I don't want to watch this on here. I want to go to the theater and watch this. I want to have a popcorn. I want to be really, truly sucked into this experience because it deserves it. It's written for it. So I think that is smart that Lando's a movie. Donald Glover, I just saw an interview with him not that long ago that he said he was still interested in it. It sounds like he was working on scripts before the strike and everything. So he's probably just taken a break from it until obviously they're back on. I think that's great. The Guillermo del Toro thing I think is interesting. We knew this years ago. This is not new news. If you've been paying attention to the Star Wars world, no, Kyle, we've talked about it before.
I don't remember this at all.
Guillermo del Toro, it was greenlit that he was supposed to do it. I mean, I remember, I'm pretty sure they talked about it on Collider Movie Talk or AMC, depending on how far back it was.
That was long ago.
Guillermo, I've heard this before, that Guillermo was supposed to do a Boba Fett gangster movie, and it would have been incredible. It would have been exactly what we wanted. It would have been unique. It would have been different. It would have been so practical effects. It would have been awesome. You're giving the king of monsters the opportunity to play in the best galaxy for monsters? Are you kidding me? That's a dream. That's a dream.
The speculation for that Mystery Del Toro movie was that it was going to be a Jabba the Hutt movie. Does that change things for you?
I just said that.
Oh, sorry, I must have missed that.
He was supposed to do a gangster Jabba the Hutt movie. No, I think.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Sorry.
You're letting him play in the best sandbox for the best creative monster guy. The planets he would have come up with. Why? He would have made Goodfellas in space. Are you kidding me? That would have been awesome with the coolest creatures. It would have been great. It would have been great. Guillermo has openly talked about it. He said it was going to be Jabba the Hutt. So,
wow. Okay. He was being so mysterious about it on Twitter, so I just assumed that it wasn't. Okay, yeah, I'm sure you're right, but I just completely forgot about that.
Twitter, pal, get on the snap.
Hey, it was from Del Toro. He's like starts with a J and has two B's, and I'm like, I don't know what this means.
He's being funny because Guillermo del Toro has a sense of humor.
He does seem like a very funny guy. He'd be fun to have a coffee with.
Down. Yeah, I'd love to just sit down, have dinner with Guillermo. He'd be on the top of that director's list. I mean, for sure. Just to sit there and, you remember his Oscar speech and how he just talked about, how ever since he was a little kid, he's just think about monsters and all this stuff. And just, it would just be so cool to talk. He's such a genuine guy. He made the best version of Pinocchio that's ever existed. Yeah, I told you, Bob Iger, Bobby boy. Guillermo did it better than Walt, than you, than old Bob, than anybody.
Got him.
And it makes me sad that Guillermo del Toro feels like he can't get a movie made. He's an Oscar winner, and he's like, I can't get my movies made, and he's still. Because everybody wants sequels. Look, I want sequels. I want big budget. I also want original storytelling. And so Guillermo del Toro deserves to be able to make that his movie. He's an Oscar winner. Shape of Water is awesome. And if you don't like it, it's because you were also into the fish, and you don't want to admit it.
And you were scared.
You were scared.
You were scared of being into the fish.
And you looked over at your aquarium and you were like, yeah, not today.
Fish is swimming a little shimmy more than usual, aren't you?
Hey, that fish.
Hey.
Guillermo del Toro makes bangers after bangers after bangers. Prove me wrong. You can't.
No,
You
I've seen
can't.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
It's
Banger.
fantastic.
Shape of Water, banger. Pinocchio, banger. Hellboy 1 and 2, banger.
Those are great movies.
Anyway, continue.
I'm at least happy that it wasn't a Jabba the Hutt movie that came into fruition, because you're absolutely right about Del Toro. I just don't need it to be Jabba the Hutt.
Here we go.
It
with
could be
this
everything
guy.
else. God. I just don't need
Kyle
that.
sucks.
I don't need that movie. Do you really want a
Pre-COVID
movie about
Kyle
Jabba
would've
the
been
Hutt?
like-
No matter who makes it, do you really need to watch a Jabba the Hutt movie?
No, because you look at it the wrong way. Because that's what you look at. If you go up to Guillermo del Toro on your little coffee date and you say, Guillermo, if you could make any Star Wars movie, what would it be? And you like, that's anything. And he goes, I have always been fascinated with Jabba the Hutt and the world of those gangsters and those bounty hunters. I would love to make that movie. You're gonna look at him and be like, yeah, but I don't need it, Guillermo. I don't want it. And you're the studio that won't greenlight his movie right now. He walks up and he goes, this is the movie I want to make. And they're like, oh, well, I don't want to see that. So, no.
You give me a bounty hunter gangster movie all you want. Have Jabba be a side character. I don't need him to be the movie. Makes it sound like he would. At least when I hear a Jabba the Hutt movie, it sounds like Jabba the Hutt is the protagonist or the focus. That's what I hear.
My guess is the movie would have been called, like, The Hutts. And it would have been about the biggest crime syndicate in the freaking galaxy. I mean, like, you're not going to go
that
with
was a
some
Jedi.
lowlife. First of all, that was Anakin. Anakin's the only one out
Clone
there
Wars taught me
slaying.
otherwise.
Speaking of Clone Wars, I keep seeing clips of Star Wars film theory. No shade to the guy, but he's like, why don't we get a Clone Wars TV show? And it's like they made one.
Oh, live action? Oh my god. Guys.
No, he's just saying, that is what he's saying, but it's like, no, there's no need for it. There is an amazing Clone Wars show. It's just animated. Go check it out. It's awesome.
It also, I'm sure,
No shade.
I also don't want to give shade to the guy also, but it does come across like you're being a naysayer towards animation. Because I kind of wish the Ahsoka show was
bit.
animation, so that way it could continue on in
here
that
we go.
realm. I don't mind it being live action. I'm just saying I think it would have been fitting to continue it in animation anyway. But if you're asking for it to be remade live action, then it
No.
just sounds like you're not appreciating
that.
the animation that we got. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm also not trying to throw shade to anyone, but I've seen a lot of that going around after like the latest Ahsoka show, and I don't know, because it's all in our age group who have grown up watching Clone Wars, and you know the animation. It's not good at times, but when it really hits, it's amazing. So I don't know. I just don't want people to get the wrong impression that because it was animation, like it shouldn't count or it shouldn't be appreciated. Which I'm sure for a lot of people that isn't the case. They're just really excited about this Ahsoka show, but I just get that vibe at times whenever I hear something like that.
R.I.P. to Rey in Ahsoka, by the way, because
He's
the
great.
actor is
Yeah.
phenomenal. He's gone too soon, and I literally watched those episodes, and I'm like, man, I really want more of this guy. I
Yeah.
just want more. But anyway,
He's one of my favorite parts on the show.
He's
That's for
literally
sure.
the best part. Oh, the show is very good. It's the second best to Andor. I saw somebody that said he watched Andor in black and white, and it completely changed his perspective on the show and took it from really freaking good to maybe one of his favorite shows of all time. And I can't remember if it was a critic or a filmmaker he was quoting. I had heard the quote before, and I just can't remember the name. If you know it in the comments, put it below. But he said that it was either a filmmaker, critic. I'm pretty sure it was a filmmaker. Said that you should always watch your favorite movies or shows, I think mainly movies, in black and white. Go find a version, figure it out how to do it, and watch it in black and white because it will change your perspective when you lose the color. And he showed clips of Andor, and the first comment was like, did I just watch Schindler's List in space? Because it was one of the best scenes in Andor when they're all in the community and the Andor's like pseudo mom is like getting ripped from her house and all this stuff. And it's just like that's literally what I'm watching right now. I might need to do that. Anyway, let's continue.
Interesting.
Kyle doesn't love the Fets because, you know, he doesn't like to mess around with gangsters.
They're scary. Gangsters are
Especially when
scary.
they're big slugs, man.
True. Nasty slug
Whoa,
creatures.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, we don't talk like that at this channel, okay?
You're right. That was off.
God.
That was out of bounds. That was
Post-COVID
offline.
Kyle is awful. He's terrible. Hey, make
I
Kyle
don't recognize
great
this
again.
guy.
Make
I don't
Kyle
like this
great
guy.
again. I'm starting a campaign. All right, make Kyle great again.